What's up with it, y'all? Everything ain't all black and white. Everything ain't all peachy keen. Rest in peace, young Dolph. Condolences and prayers goes out to his family and loved ones. The reason I come making this video today is what is considered a crisis in America. And I have to ask that based on the standards of the media. You see, the media, only the mass media, they only really make or name certain things crisis based on how they affect certain demographic groups. If you follow what I'm saying, right now, on most of the major media outlets, we have a border crisis. We have a inflation crisis. And for years now, we've had a opioid crisis. And it's getting magnified now again by the fentanyl. But if you think about it, the stuff that they call a crisis, who does it mostly affecting? Now, nonetheless, some of the stuff is affecting all of us in some way, but who is it mainly affecting? The border crisis. So, it's a crisis to have illegals, as they call them, or unauthorized persons crossing over the border at a high rate because they feel like it can affect the demographic of the nation and it's gonna be more brown people than white people. Not black, but brown. So it's a crisis because they feel like if enough of them get over here and start reproducing, then the white people could truly become the minority. Oh yeah, and also don't let me forget the supply chain crisis. The supply chain crisis. That's affecting everybody in a way, huh? But whose pockets is it affecting the most? We ain't missing no money because that shit sitting out there on the dock. Think about it. We not missing shit because we not missing no money because they can't get this here, get that there. We spending more money because of inflation. I say that. But do they really make it a crisis? It just depends on how a certain demographic feel about a situation. Now all of a sudden it's a crisis. So when crack hit the ghettos and the projects in the late 70s, early 80s, nobody wasn't calling that no crisis. They said say no to drugs. They call it a epidemic. And they started building prisons and handing out guns. But Now that a certain demographic is stuck on these opioids so hard, now it's a crisis. They need help, and they start building rehabilitation centers. So you have to ask yourself, what's really a crisis? What's what's really what's really the problem here? It's institutionalized in our face, so it's time to get it understood, right? Racism. This country is still racist. It's still racist as fuck. I hate to be the one to wake y'all up to that, but if you turn on the news and everything is a crisis, except black people killing each other left and right and up and down and side to side and all around. Half them stories don't make the news. And if they do make the news, they don't make the news the next day. Y'all understand what I'm saying? They've been talking about this supply chain, these opioids, and this border all day, every day, all day, every day, until you really think it's a problem that you got to worry about. When I say you, I hope I know who I'm talking to, but it's really not even your problem. But they trying to turn it into their problem is everybody's problem. Everybody need to be concerned about their problem. Well, what about all the people that's being threatened with losing their jobs because they don't want to be a part of an experiment? They don't want to be marked. They don't want to be tagged. They don't want to get that VAERS number. What about them people? That's not a crisis. And if the supply chain already jacked up and inflation already going up, how is putting more people out of work gonna make anything better? So they just really adding fuel to the fire because that's the only way that they can survive is in chaos, is in crisis, is with bad stuff going on, with bad stuff happening. Now, I don't want all my non-melanated people to feel some type of way about this. I'm not necessarily talking to every single last non-melanated person. What I'm saying is the people that control the media and the people that are making some of these so-called high-level decisions, these people don't have everyone's interest in mind or everyone's best interest in mind when making these decisions. The things that they consider a crisis are only things that affect a certain demographic money-wise. They don't care about what's actually happening to the people on a certain level. You understand? They look at, they still look at everything in classes, you know. You got your high class, middle class, low class, and no class. They just look at it as how much is this affecting my money? That's all they care about. You understand? That's what they consider a crisis. That's what they consider a problem. It's been like this for a long time, and it's not getting any better. And the way they got it lined up, it look like it's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse, pretty much. I don't see anything changing about this. Not for the good. Not for a long time. You can't just pour money on this type of issue. You got $1 trillion infrastructure bill. How much is going to the black people? that y'all built this country on our backs and stripped us of our languages and stripped us of our heritage, tore us away from our families. They tore families apart. But they was talking about giving money to people that got broke apart when they crossed the border. I don't want to make this a race thing, but I just want to make it a right thing. Does that sound right? After y'all built the country on our blood, our sweat, our tears, and our fears, does that really seem right? I don't know. Well, yeah, I do know. It's not right. I'm going to stop saying I don't know because I just really be sarcastic. But, yeah, just think about it. Like, it's all in our face. Can we please get this understood that these people were not for us, but they smart enough to divide us up so we can't focus on the real problem, the real enemy at hand. And I'm not saying that I know everything, I'm smarter than anybody, or that, you know, I'm going to be the uniting voice, but if we keep falling into that trap, flash some shiny stuff in front of us, and then that's enough for us to forget about everything else in the world, to chase something shiny, to give up our freedom, our lives, our morals, or any type of sense of good. That's the funny thing about good and evil. Evil can dress up as good and walk around and make everybody think that it's good when it's really evil, but good can't dress up as evil. Did you hear me? Good can't dress up as evil. Good can't parade around as evil. Good can't act like evil. It will never be mistaken. It will never be mistaken for evil. Good can never be mistaken for evil. So if it's clear to see that they don't have our best interests at heart and they more concerned about their bottom line and their dollars than they is about the average person, no matter what color they are, that should let you know that these people are evil. These people are very evil. And I just want to say I appreciate the love and the support that I'm getting from bringing y'all this information. I look at the world a little bit different. I guess it's a gift and a curse. But I just want y'all to think about that. What do they really consider a crisis? And why? Can anybody help me with that? Because it seemed like the things that they consider crisis are things that affect the money. They can care less about the people. If you found this and you watch this, thank you for your time.